Yo, what's good? What's good? Well, Mike says, Speaking Clout Podcast live every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm here with my brother, by the way, is in Northern Ireland, the homie Vodcrack in the building.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
Yeah, very special album today, celebrates 30 years this year. Talking about the Blastmaster himself, the teacher, KRS-One, with his debut album, solo album. Technically, let's be honest, the BDP albums are his albums. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, yeah.
But we're talking about Return to the Boom Bap, 1993, man. Now, I already told you how I got into BDP on the Criminal Minded episode, but they've been in my life as far back as I can remember. You know what I'm saying? Seeing that Criminal Minded cassette my uncle had, just the cover just burned into my brain. But what really made me a KRS fan, was that fucking the same VHS that made me leave my house for the Woo. And that's that Video Rock Music Monthly. It came out in 94, but it had all 93 shit on there. Jeep Ass Nigga, Master Ace. Only When I'm Drunk, Alcoholics. Too Short, The Money in the Ghetto. Whatever single was off Getting Where You Fit In. Mad shit, The Onyx and Biohazard, didn't they? That shit was on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And of course, the Mystery of Chess Boxing and Sound of the Police. And I watched that Sound of the Police video all the fucking time, my nigga. All the time. And shortly after that, I got Return to Boom Bap on cassette. And I would say it's my favorite album from KRS. The 95 self-titled ain't far behind that, but this shit is something else, man. Incredible. So that's my introduction to this album. How about you, Bud?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I got into the BDP stuff first. I focused on those albums first. So I remember getting the 5 BDP albums within like a 6-month span. And then, obviously loved all those, what can I say? I mean, they're all pretty much classics. And then I eventually got Return to Boom Bap. Now, for a while, I know it did get reissued, but at the time, like 6, 7, 8 years ago, whenever it was actually out of print and quite expensive, Return to Boom Bap, which is really strange because most of his stuff isn't that hard to get. But for whatever reason, Return to Boom Bap was out of print. And because it's strange because like I consider Sound of the Police like probably his most famous song. So it's bizarre. So I remember ordering this album for the amazing price of $6.99 back in the day when that was a thing, along with 2 other albums, right? Flatliners USA, also $6.99, and Esham's Closed Casket, $6.99. I got all 3 of those on the one day.
That's like scoring like 3 bad bitches at once, my guy.
Yeah. So I mean, Return of the Boom Bap is just absolutely phenomenal. We'll get into it, but
oh man, when I listened to it back, I was like smiling from ear to ear. It takes you back.
Yeah, definitely.
And what really sparked KRS-One for this album was Daily Operation. He heard Daily Operation. He's like, oh my god, I want shit like this. And that's what he told Primo, man. You know, when Primo's on this album, a good fucking chunk.
Yeah, he's on it quite a lot, actually. I didn't even realize how much he was on it until I looked at the credits. I was like, damn, he's all over it, yeah. And like a lot of the BDP stuff, especially after Criminal Minded, when it was just KRS by himself, pretty much. Most of those beats he did himself. Most of them. Sex and Violence was when he started working with other producers a little bit more, but like, those other albums like Edutainment and the Blueprints album and By All Means Necessary, like those are all pretty much KRS beats. So Return to the Boom Bap, he definitely reached out to some legends to give him some amazing production for sure.
Absolutely, and there's tons of great production on this record, man. So KRS-One Return to the Boom Bap, 93, turns 30 years. We get the intro, KRS-One Attacks. Incredible beat by DJ Premier. KRS-One starts it off by letting heads know that hip-hop is the art form that will live forever. Then we get a lot of dope scratches from Primo. Dope intro. Sets the tone greatly, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, like a lot of the albums that we've reviewed, sometimes we have intros, and a lot of the time they're just like, whatever. You know what I mean? They're
Yep.
not bad, they're not good, they're just kind of like it's an intro, whatever. But this is one of those intros that I love. This is an awesome intro. What a great way to kick off the album. The beat alone is amazing. It has that kind of like it just makes me feel good hearing that beat at the start of the album.
Yeah.
I love it so much from DJ Premier. Amazing stuff. And like you said, phenomenal scratches on here. And this song, like you mentioned, this is the first albums that he did under his name, basically KRS-One. He's dropping the Boogie Down Productions moniker for this album. And KRS-One Attacks, in my opinion, kind of serves as like a recap. You know what I mean? Because you hear scratching from all of his previous like big songs. You know what I mean? So you hear scratches from Criminal Minded, the title track from the first album. You hear Jack of Spades, you hear Still Number One from By All Means Necessary. So it's kind of like a recap, you know what I mean, of like all of his hits and like well-known songs. And just the production is amazing. And I just love that, intro at the start with him saying, "We will be here forever."
Forever.
I love it, and absolutely amazing. Like I said, intros usually aren't that amazing. This one is amazing, in my opinion. I listen to it every time. I don't skip it.
Likewise, some intros you just can't skip. Like, for instance, we'll be doing this year. It's Dark and Hell is Hot. You can't skip that.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, man. Then we get Out of Here. Official song on the album, verse 1. Banging beat provided by DJ Premier. KRS-One gives the story about his humble beginnings of hip-hop. Talks about his time in the group home, doing graffiti and meeting Scholar Rock, and how he used to battle MCs. Talks about meeting Said G, also Magnetic MC's fame, Eric B. and Rakim as well. Also mentions how Scholar Rock passed away during the recording of My Philosophy. Also talks about the release of By All Means Necessary. Public Enemy also gets a shout out as well. Dope fucking track. I absolutely love this track. This would feature in the 95 movie directed by Spike Lee. Crooklyn. Not Crooklyn, my bad. Fuck's the name of that movie? Clockers.
Clockers, yeah, with Crooklyn Dodgers. That's what you're thinking.
Yes, it starts with the C, both of them. And they both got Crooklyn Dodgers on the fucking soundtracks too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's in that movie when the little kid kills the crackhead dude. Fucking fire. I love Out of Here. Fucking flames, man. Primo put his foot in this one. Incredible. Top 5 song. Top tier shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and this was on the singles too, and it has a video. Fire song. Love the production from DJ Premier. It just has that driving bass all the way through it. The dum 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 dum. It's just so dope. And KRS. The first kind of true, performance from him on the album. Of course, KRS-One Attacks is mostly like samples and him talking. Here you get to hear what KRS can really do on the mic, and absolutely amazing storytelling on this track. Very autobiographical, if that's the word. Obviously talking about his coming up through the game, and like you said, kind of gives everyone a recap of what Boogie Down Productions was all about too, because this is I kind of view this album as like a reboot of sorts. You know what I mean? Obviously you have like a lot of reboots and like movies and like video games and stuff like that. This is like the musical equivalent of that. This is like him starting from scratch again, but at the same time telling people what the BDP thing was all about in case you missed it. You know what I mean? Catching everyone up with that story. I love how, talks about being chased by the cops every day. And then he says, I knew there had to be a better way, see, so I go to my room and blast Run DMC, you know what I mean? Giving props to the, the hip hop that he was listening to when growing up and sort of dealing with the strife that he was going through at the time. And like he said, talking about things like, the death of DJ Scotland Rock and how that changed him, that changed the sort of direction of BDP, and giving props to Eric B. and Rakim, Public Enemy, like he said, between By All Means Necessary and It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. He says himself, these two albums set off consciousness and rap, and I can't Can't dispute that, absolutely. And he, mentions the fact that Paid in Full, changed the game sonically, you know what I mean, production wise. And
It's
yeah, I
so
mean,
good.
it's like a hip hop lesson as well. you
Oh, it
know,
is.
Absolutely phenomenal. And like I said, again, the production from Primo is phenomenal on this track too. I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing. I can't think of many other songs that are like this, kind of going through like the history of an artist in like a track. The only other one I can think of is that Cypress Hill did one called Chronologic on the Stone Raiders album, underrated album in my opinion. Be Real goes through like the history of Cypress Hill. That's pretty dope. But yeah, Out of Here is where it's at. Absolutely phenomenal song.
So fucking good, bro. And even that Boogie Down from a form, it ain't no
Oh,
joke.
that Slick Rick
Yeah.
sample, yeah.
So fucking good. So good.
Down with the sound called BDP. Yep.
Amazing. Now we get Black Cop. KRS One handles the production himself on here. KRS talks about how black cops are killing their own people and selling out to the white racist cops. And he does a patois on here. Dope shit. I fucks with it. Not my ultimate favorite, but I fucks with it.
Yeah, it's dope. And this song was actually included on the CB4 soundtrack, which
Yeah.
I always thought was a bit of a strange choice because it's quite a serious song, obviously talking about obviously black cops being, sort of not trying to, play up to the white man, trying to fit in. And it's like, you know what I mean? This sort of problems with that. And CB4, of course, is a very funny parody of hip hop, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that, that's actually got a hard soundtrack. It's got Mayday on the front line by
Mayday on
MC
the
Ren
front
on there.
line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know that song's actually in the movie too. I haven't seen the movie in ages, but I remember Mayday in the front line
Straight
is
out of low
prominently
cash.
featured. Yeah, straight out of Low Cash, Sweat on My Balls. Remember that?
So my ball. I had that tape when I was a kid. I had that soundtrack.
Yeah. I'm
It
trying to
just
remember.
turned 30 years too, Ross. It just turned 30.
Wow. Yeah, right
Yeah.
enough. Because when Black Hawk came out, and there's another song that we'll talk about later that was also on a soundtrack, they were released under the name BDP. He hadn't officially dropped the BDP name yet. So that makes me think at some point Return of the Boom Bap was probably going to be like the 6th BDP album, but at some point, I guess, he changed it. But yeah, no, I like Black Hawk. I think it's a good song. It's one of the shorter tracks on the album, but I love his kind of chanting the Black Hawk, Black Hawk, Black Hawk. It's just so like that's catchy, and then he hooks you in with the verses, which are very sort of educational, and you know how KRS does. He's one of the most captivating performers in hip hop. When he speaks, you pay attention, and that's this is a great example of that. And yeah, I definitely think it's a dope song for sure.
That's what I call him, the fucking teacher. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Straight up.
absolutely. Yep.
Then we get to Mortal Thought. Excellent beat by DJ from there. KRS talks about how he'll never have a Jerry curl. He'll only have a black woman by his side. Only bumps hip hop and reggae. A Black Friday like track mainly. I fucking love this song. Patois again on here. And the beat is just incredible. Mortal Thought is that shit.
Yeah, dope song. I mean, this is pretty much him just flexing about how dope he is and how he's living. Yeah, really dope song. Really like again, DJ Premier's production. I love the kind of little piano loop that's in there. Really dope. And yeah, I mean, he's just flexing on here. I like where he says, you got beef, chill it, blood, I spill it. After 7 long, hard years of ripping the party, I'm still with it. You call my name, I don't think I'm suing you. I come to the club with that booyaka. I love that. That's so
fucking
far.
ill, yeah.
And towards the end of the first verse, he's like, any rapper can be a decapitated rapper. Now, what's the matter? You're more full of junk than a sausage. Let me show you what a real hip hop artist is. Oof, amazing.
There's no sauce, just leftover shit, man.
Yeah, and of course, like KRS, he's like very vocal vegetarian or vegan, possibly as well. So that's obviously a reference to that as well. He had the song "Beef" on Edutainment, breaking that whole thing down. But yeah, I mean, this is another just brilliant song, I think.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
I never wanted Jericho under my hat. Fuck yeah.
The woman in my bed has got to be strictly
Yeah,
black.
black.
I never want the money if the lyrics are whack, so I just rock
Rock
the
the
mic.
mic. Oh, it's so fucking good, bro. Yeah, it's amazing. I love Mortal Thought. It's so fucking good. Now he's like, Jesus, I'll give a fucking spoil. It's like top 3 song easily for me, man. Incredible. Like I can't wake up. Produced by KRS and DJ Premier together. Like such a dope concept to this track. Like KRS has a dream of being a blunt, and then House of Pain sets it off by dumping the guts out, splitting them in half and rolling them up, and they pass it off to Cypress Hill. Does Effects takes a hit, get it to Black Sheep. Shout to Shabba Ranks, he hits it too. Grand Poobah from fucking Grand Nubian, Kid Capri, Redman, De La Soul, fucking Bill Clinton, even though he don't inhale that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then Juice Crew, some Greg Nice gets it. I love how like he mentions like the how to roll a blunt Redman reference on that. I love that. And then Yo gets some Showbiz and AG. I also mentioned As Is Smooth B, Fat Five Freddy, Chubb Rock. Absolutely love this song. Like KRS-One had to be on some shit when he did this, man. This is just fucking pure brilliance. I absolutely love this song, man. I'm dreaming of being a blunt. It's so fucking good.
I'm
man.
running around and I just can't wake up.
Oh man, the way he says it too, like every line he says, and he mentions all the MCs that's hitting them, incredible. I fucking love it, and I'm a blunt being smoked, and I can't wake up. Oh man, it's brilliant. Fucking 5-star masterpiece, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this song works on so many levels. Like, it's a funny song. Like, it's definitely one of the more like less serious songs in the album. But at the same time, the production on this has that haunting kind of feel. Obviously, it's being pitched as like a nightmare that KRS is having, and they really got that across in the production. It has that kind of eerie, kind of like squealy kind of sound effect in the background. But at the same time, when the chorus comes in, I'm a blunt getting smoked and I can't wake up. The drums and the bass and everything, it's like mad funky. You know what I mean? He mentions Cypress Hill on the song, and it kind of reminds me of like a Cypress Hill kind of beat. You know what I mean? It's like dark, gritty, grimy, but at the same time funky. I love that. It's really dope. And like I said, I love all the kind of cameos that he throws in there, all the mentions of all the different MCs, and all the little references in there too. The fact that he says, this is insane. I'm caught by House of Pain. I'm picked up. And they said they're going to put my head out, you know what I mean? Of course, a reference of the song, of the self-titled album, and like he said, the Red Man, the part where Kid Capri says, I won't front. I pass it to Red Man. He knows how to roll a blunt. It's just how it all ties together is brilliant. And it's like I said, a good mixture of like. It's a slightly less serious song, but at the same time it's still dark, but it's catchy and it's clever. It just has everything, dope storytelling on there too, and just it's everything. It's a complete package, and absolutely fantastic song. I wish there was a video for it. Like, imagine that if they had a video with like everyone mentioned in the song. I don't think you could get Bill Clinton, but like everyone else, that would have been fire. Even like a fake Bill Clinton would have been fine. You know what I mean? Like that would have been so fire.
Kind of like KRS rolled up as a blunt, like his.
And I could picture it being like from the first person perspective. You know what I mean? And you could see like the blunt. Yeah. I think that would have been fire. But
Adam Phillips said it's funny. That shit fire.
Absolutely.
Next, we get Slap Them Up.
Mm-hmm.
Slap Them Up, featuring Ill Will. Naughty Kodo, that's how you say his fucking name. I think that's how you say it. Laces KRS-One on this one. Very dope beat. The dude Ill Will had a decent verse, but he's not that good to me. Decent at best, in my personal opinion, but KRS saves it. Not one of my favorite joints, but to keep it a buck. But I personally believe KRS-One should have went Dolo on this one. That's my thoughts on Slap Them Up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the Ill Will guy, his lyrics are okay, but his flow's not that good.
Yes,
in my opinion, kind of a little bit stop-startish. Doesn't sound very comfortable on the mic. And then when KRS comes in, you're like, oh yes, he's so much better. That's
Yes.
kind of my reaction to it. But yeah, the song's a decent song. I like, the production's pretty good. It has that kind of dub kind of feel to it, which KRS sounds really good over that kind of
Oh
production.
yeah, I love that shit.
And I like the fact that it's sort of what I get from the song is like, KRS talks about being the best artist like on the mic, but like don't step to him either because he's not going to mess around. That's kind of what I get from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty good song. It's not like an ultimate favorite, but I still like it. I still think it's pretty good.
Now we get to like top tier level KRS One shit right here, man. Big single, "Sign of the Police." Like Vod said in the beginning, like possibly his biggest song. Like excellent beat by Showbiz. This beat fucking knocks and it rattles, man. You got some good sound systems, fucking banging. KRS gets on how corrupt the police is. This is an absolute anthem. Like Showbiz did his thing with the beat, as I said earlier. KRS also talks about how the police is similar to the slave masters back in the day. And this song came out at a time when police brutality was at an all-time high, unfortunately, but perfect fucking song. I can't even tell you how many times I played this back in the day, bro, on the VHS, watching that video. It's so fucking good. That beat is just knocking. Love it. Brilliant. 5-star shit. Incredible KRS-One shit right here. Son of the Police.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, what can you say about Sound of the Police? Most people, out there know it, obviously. It's one of those songs I think everyone remembers if they have heard it. That whoa, whoa, it's the Sound of the Police. That is so iconic and so
Oh,
instantly catchy and memorable. Yeah, phenomenal. And like you said, that Showbiz beat as well is crazy good. Love the kind of crunchy, like, the album's called Return to Boom Bap. This is boom bap royalty as far as production goes. Those drums are so hard. Love the kind of bass that comes in every once in a while, and it's the perfect instrumental for KRS's lyrics. And of course, like you said, I love the subject matter on here. Just to him breaking down, the police kind of injustice that was going on around at that time, and yeah, like you said, sort of making the comparisons to. The overseers from back in the day. I love how he does that in the second verse. He has the part where he says, "Take the word overseer like a sample, repeat it very quickly in a crew. For example, overseer, 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 officer, officer, officer." I love that whole part. It's
yes.
brilliant. You need a little clarity. Check the similarity. I love that. That's so brilliant, that part. And I mean the song is just brilliant overall. I love the part in the first verse where he's like, I noticed for a fact you don't like how I act. You claim I'm selling crack, but you be doing that. I'd rather say see ya, because I would never be an officer. You wicked overseer. I love that. Just his venom when he spits that as well is
Yeah. Anger.
amazing. Absolutely. And in the third verse he says, the real criminal are the COP, you know what I mean? Because they're doing all the bad stuff just with, legally, behind the badge, basically.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely phenomenal, this song. And it's been used in loads of things over the years. And I mean, I would say it's probably his most famous song, and rightfully so. I mean, if this is your most famous song, what an absolute classic to have. Amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely, brother. That's that shit right there. Big single. Amazing song. Now we get Mad Crew. My favorite song on the fucking album. Hands down. Like KRS laced this joint himself. He talks about just killing shit, man. He kills this joint too. Absolutely. He said you probably can't spell Boogie down all production. That shit hard. He's talking about destroying MCs, I'll do a number on your body structure. It looks like supper, and I'm not hungry, motherfucker. Like, so hard. In the beginning, that book, yeah, shot. Dre took that on that Keep the Heads Ringing from the Friday soundtrack in 95. And amazing how he sampled that. And Mad Crew is just god as shit, bro. Such a raw track, and it's my favorite song on the album. That Mad, the drums dropping, that Mad,
Yeah.
and then it goes Mad Crew up in the house. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. Love this song. And that down, 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 down. Oh man, I can't get enough of Mad Crew. That's that shit, bro. So fucking good.
Yeah, and this is one of the songs for KRS did production wise. So yeah,
Yo,
hats off. Fantastic job. Love the kind of vibe to it. It's the perfect song to follow Son of the Police, because obviously that's very hype and very obviously quite hard hitting and serious. Mad Crew is like the perfect follow up to that. It's a perfect like palate cleanser, so to speak. Yeah, I just love the overall kind of vibe of this song. And yeah, it's just such a great song. Just him flexing his skills once again. You know, what is it he says? He goes, again, I win when I begin. I'm slamming again, no end, trying to comprehend. I don't bend. I ravage and damage. I'm wild like a savage. I'm kicking asses, hot flashes. Your style is with the trashes. Yeah, I love that. And yeah, I mean, it's just a great song. Like, this is just like, again, like I said, KRS on that like battle bar kind of stuff. He says, I give birth to MCs, but I also give abortions. It's like simple but so dope. And yeah, it's that beat and everything. And like you said, that chorus is just so catchy. And I love how he gives all the shout outs at the end. Gangstar got the Kid Capri got the, mad crew. Love it. It's such a fantastic song.
I like how you mentioned how he said, he gives birth to MCs and he gives abortions. Just like, nigga, I fucking influence you niggas and I'll take you niggas the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so fucking dope. And this dude is hip hop. Let's keep it a buck. Like, he's in the big four, in my opinion. You know?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And just one last thing I wanted to mention: the fact that I've noticed throughout this album just kind of fits in with what I said earlier. It's like a lot of BDP references throughout this album, so it makes me think it probably was supposed to be, or like originally going to be released as BDP. But
Yeah. Yeah, because what is it, the Menace to Society soundtrack? Or
yes, yep.
yeah, there's a track. I forgot what track it is, man. It's been a while. But
P is still free. That's on the Menace
yeah,
soundtrack. Yep,
and it's like titled on the Boogie Down. So
correct. Yeah.
yeah, all right, man. So fucking good. Next we get KRS-One back on his patois steez again. Talks about a kid rolling with the wrong crowd and they end up shooting a car that accidentally killed a little boy in the whip. Next story is about a white boy and his friends stop with some black kid. They beat him up with a bat. So the black kid pulled out the strap and he bodied one of the white kids, man. Just incredible. I love the way he talks and that doom, 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 fire, bro. I fucks with this. Uh-oh.
Yeah. So this is actually my least favorite song on the album, I have to say.
Okay.
And yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's all good. It's all good, dog.
No, for me, I'm not a huge fan of the beatboxing in the background. It's not really my cup of tea. Though I think the song is very good lyrically.
Yeah.
Like you said, I really like the kind of stories that he tells. They're all basically about don't get into the gangster kind of style, especially if that's not really you. Like, oh, it's not going to end
Yeah.
well for you, basically. But I'm not a big fan of the beatboxing on here, and it never changes. I wish it kind of developed or like morphed or like bring in like other instruments or something, just something to change
Yeah.
it up a bit. But yeah, no, it's a decent song. I don't like hate it or anything. Like, I still listen to it. This is an album I listen to every track, when I listen to it. But it's probably my least favorite song on the album. Just keeping it 100.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, that's what we do on this show.
Yeah.
I do agree. I prefer the vocals over the beatboxing, even though I like the beatboxing, but I prefer the story more than anything, put it that way.
Uh-oh, so what you gonna do now? Uh-oh. Yeah.
Next, we graduate to Brown Skin Women. Kid Capri produced this track. KRS-One shows appreciation to all the sisters out there, the beautiful black women, and says there's queens, not hoes. KRS still on his patois on this one, So I got not much to say about it, but yeah, there you go, Brown Skin Woman.
Yeah, it's a dope track. I dig it. Really like the chorus on here. Brown skin women, you're a queen, not a hoe. I like that. Pretty dope. Pretty obvious. Not obvious, but the subject matter is pretty positive, pretty good. Just giving respect to the brown skinned females. He said, breaks down the words, the M words. It basically says, that where that came from, and saying, we're not black, it's brown and stuff like that. Kind of breaks that down too. It's a great song. I really like it. I thought Kid Capri's production on here was very nice too. I like the use of horns and stuff like that. It's more of a kind of soulful bit kind of beat, which fits, I think, nicely with the subject matter. Brown Skin Woman and Never Thumbs Up for me. A really good song.
Oh yeah. Next, we get the title track, Turn the Boom Bap. Boom Bap, original rap fire, bro. KRS-One handles the production on this one. He talks about providing heads with that real hip hop, how he'll never go pop. He also gets braggadocious on this joint, and of course, Fresh from 1993, you sucker. I fucking always love that. Amazing, my nigga. Like, fire. I love this song. That boom, bap, original rap fire, bro. Dope ass track.
Yeah, definitely. This is another one with KRS doing the production himself.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, dope song. Just basically celebrating like the sound of the album and his approach to hip hop. That's kind of what I get from the track.
Word.
And again, just KRS. Spitting those skills on there. I just really, really dope song. And there is a video for this. I haven't seen it in years.
Shit.
I remember the upload being really strange. Like, I think it was messed up or something. I need to go back and see what it's like now. But there is a video for it. But I don't think it was like an official single or anything like that. But I mean, Return the Boom Bap. It is, what it says in the tin. Like, he's kind of breaks down what that means. Return the Boom Bap means just that. It means the return of real hard beats and real rap. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like saying, this is what I'm about. And really dope song. I don't know if he like coined the term boom bap, but I mean, I love that term. I think it's, it perfectly describes, that sound in the sort of East Coast hip hop at the time. Brilliant.
Absolutely, man. Love that track.
Oh, and he dissed PM Dawn again on that as well.
Yeah. He was son about PM Dawn, that motherfucker.
Yeah, on and on to the BM Dawn. A buck, 2 shots, and your squad is gone. Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, fuck that dude. Just soft.
Oh no, they're trash. Yeah, not a fan.
Terrible. Soft as fuck. Terrible. I think some bitch ass nigga I used to talk to liked them. I can't remember. I remember like, oh, what the fuck? But next we get a fucking heater. P is Still Free. Premiere on the Boards, the sequel to the classic PS3 of that Criminal Minded. KRS talks about this chick, Denise, that has a crackhead friend that ends up shooting one of KRS-One's homies because she busted her ass for trying to be like too friendly with KRS. She ended up getting stomped out as well. Then KRS talks about a dude from a group that gets killed by a groupie that robbed him because she wanted the next fix. Just incredible storytelling from KRS on this one. Dope as fuck. Also featured on the Menace Society soundtrack, which we will be covering this year as well. So there's that. But yeah, P is Still Free. Fire. Just the storytelling. He's underrated when it comes to storytelling. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people talk about Biggie, Nas, Slick Rick, Ghostface Killer, but KRS is up there, man. P is Still Free. Fire.
Yeah, absolutely. Love this song. Love the production too from DJ Premier. Kind of like, kind of funky, you know what I mean, in a sense.
Yeah.
But it does its thing in the background. And like you said, KRS's storytelling skills are phenomenal in this song. Like you said, it kind of just breaks down like what some women would do and will do to get a hit, And in this case, they'll murder for it. They'll, give up their bodies for it, and crazy stuff, like the end of the second verse where, he says, he turns to the girl and said, my man ain't there, so she let down her hair, unzipped his pants, down right there, oral sex in effect, or rather deep throat, but just before he came, she bit his dick and slit his throat. Yeah,
love
crazy stuff. Yeah, that's like hardcore kind of shit.
Yeah.
Crazy. Storytelling from KRS, and again, really dope production as well from DJ Premier. Yeah, phenomenal song. Definitely another highlight on there for me.
Hell yeah. Next track, we get Stop Frontin' featuring Kid Capri. Kid Capri also produced this joint. KRS talks about being true and loving hip hop, while other so-called MCs fronting. You know what I'm saying? Amazing lyricism by KRS on here. Also talks about MCs doing too many love songs. Kid Capri has an okay verse, but yeah, Stop Frontin', dope track for sure.
Yeah, I like this song. I really like the production from Kid Capri. Kid Capri. I like the sort of smooth kind of vibe to it. Again, really like the horns that come in for this track. And yeah, I mean, again, just KRS doing his thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of self-explanatory from the title. You know, keep it real. Don't front. You know.
Yeah,
And at that time, you know, there was a lot of people trying to cross over. You know, we talked about that when we did the Blue Mind State review. You know, that was kind of there was a lot of pressure to kind of sell out and do like pop songs or love songs or whatever. KRS is just like, no, keep it real. You know, I love that. And yeah, I mean, it was just a dope song, you know, a dope hip hop song. And yeah, I dig it.
yeah. Next, the closer. Shout out to Marvel 91, one of his favorites. Higher Level. Amazing track produced by DJ Premier. KRS-One spitting mad knowledge on here, mentions slavery and about blacks being oppressed and fucking talks about God and religion, the Bible, all that fucking on religion shit. Then the government, voting, all that shit. Amazing track. And that fucking beat, incredible, man. And this sounds like an album closer, you know. Terrific. Higher level, man. Dope. Little production too. Phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. It's the perfect, like, it really does sound like a closer. Even just, you
Yeah.
know, from the production alone, it just kind of has that feel to it. And yeah, the beat on this sounds really good. And you know, KRS saves some of the heaviest topics on the album for last, really. Yeah, pretty heavy stuff here. You know, he criticizes you know, the Bible and Christianity and things like that, which is really interesting because I find it hard to get a read on what his religious beliefs are because like a little under 10 years later he would do Spiritual Minded, and in the booklet for that, like, each song has like a Bible verse and stuff next to it, so it's kind of weird. Like, I find it hard to get a read of what his thoughts are on that subject. But yeah, I mean, this is a really good song. It sort of leaves the listener with like food for thought, you know what I mean? Which I appreciate too. And yeah, like you said, I think it's a really good way to end off the album. I really like the production on here. And yeah, KRS just sounds fantastic as always. Spitting some knowledge, spitting some game to end off the album. Really good.
Yep, absolutely. KRS-One, Return of the Boom Bap. Turns 30 years old this year, man. Love to do every episode of Speaking Clout Podcast, speaking about top 3 songs and the Source Classic mic ratings. So for me, this is a 5 mic album. I gotta give it 5 mics, man. It's amazing. Top 3 songs. Mad Crew, Sons of Police, and I gotta go with that out of here. Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, it's an easy 5 micer for me. One of my favorite albums of all time, and it's, I think, like you, my favorite like thing that KRS ever did, including the BDP stuff. Yeah, this is up
Yes.
there, my favorite. Yeah, this album is just phenomenal. I love the production on here. You know, mostly you know, DJ Premier, Kid Capri, KRS, they're sort of like the main producers, but you got some other notable contributions. That Showbiz beat for Sound of the Police, it's phenomenal. And KRS himself just sounds phenomenal on this album. He really kind of came into his own in this era, in my opinion. Even though I love the BDP stuff, like, he got better as an MC. His delivery got better from album to album, in my opinion. Which sounds kind of weird because Criminal Minded is my favorite BDP album, but I just think KRS's own like rapping skills got better from album to album. And at this point, he was pretty much at his peak. Return of the Boom Bap is amazing, and like I said, amazing mixture of songs on here touching on all kinds of topics. That higher level at the end, talking about religion and that kind of thing. You got songs like Black Cop and Sound of the Police, obviously talking about police brutality and all that kind of stuff. And then you've just got a lot of the braggadocio KRS stuff, the stuff that's like, yo, I'm the best MC and I'm going to eat you alive if you try and battle me, kind of stuff, which is amazing. That, phenomenal. Like I said, he's one of the most captivating voices in hip hop. They call him the teacher for a reason. When he speaks, you listen. And Return of the Boom Bap just has everything that I love about KRS in one album. You know what I mean? It's got everything that you would ever want. And the only song that's like maybe not my total favorite is Uh-Oh, but even then I still like it enough to listen to it every time. It's not a whack song at all, but everything else is brilliant. I wish, I don't know if you're familiar with the song Hip Hop versus Rap. It was the B-side on Sound of the Police.
I'm not familiar with it, brother. I gotta check that out.
It's a pretty dope song, and I kind of wish that was on there instead of Uh-Oh. That would be my personal change, but yeah, I mean, the album's phenomenal anyway. 5 mics for me, and top 3 songs. Gotta have Sound of the Police on there. But obviously the big single, everyone knows it, but it's too good. It's too good. Absolutely. Gotta have that on there. You gotta have Out of Here on there too, the other single. Just love his storytelling, the way he was able to tell the history of BDP and KRS-One as an individual in like 4 minutes is phenomenal. And I'm gonna go with I Can't Wake Up, just so catchy and so original, and a dark twisted nightmare, but at the same time is very humorous. But the entire album, pretty much is brilliant, and I never get tired of it.
Absolutely. Like when I want to listen to KRS, I pop in, BDP concerned, it's either 3 albums that I worship, man. It's Criminal Minded, By All Means Necessary, and that fucking Sex and Violence. Now, KRS-One, this is self-titled.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but fucking God among men, legendary KRS-One, the Blastmaster himself, the motherfucking teacher, been in my hip-hop life, Jesus Christ, since I discovered the shit, and before that. So, big salutes to KRS-One, man.
Absolutely, one of the greatest.
Let's ever do it. So, next week, we go to Compton. We go to 1988. Niggas with Attitudes. Straight out of Compton.
2 absolute juggernauts in a row.
I know. You are now about to witness... I thought Ross was going to do it with me.
Oh, no, I was going to do the beat afterwards. Get up. Yeah, you're about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Yeah, fucking fire. Can't wait for that one.
Absolutely. I mean, that's, where do you start with that one? Incredible.
Yeah. And then the next 2 weeks after that is fucking amazing, too. So, yeah, man. Can't wait. So, yeah, shout out to the chat. There's like 3 niggas in there, so we'll end it here. But, KRS-One, Return of the Boom Bap, 1993. 30 years of this album, man. So, yeah, man. If anyone y'all niggas was around, we'll answer some questions, but no one's really around. So, and this shit here. So, yeah, man. Thanks for being in the chat, and we'll see y'all niggas next week, man.
Yep, have a good one. Thanks, guys.
Peace, y'all.